cloud. Great, we can start letting people in. Anna, welcome everyone to our summertime State of the Snail. We're going to give everyone a few minutes to come into the Zoom room. Welcome, welcome everyone. Seeing a lot of familiar names. Hi, Mike, Katie. Welcome everyone. We're waiting for more people to join us. And while we're waiting, I'd love to leave you with a prompt. When was the last time you tried something for the first time? Feel free to pop your answers into the chat or raise your hand to share with the group while we wait for others to join. My name is Bilal Sadwadi. I am the interim executive director of Slow Food USA. I'm joined by my colleagues here at the Slow Food USA staff, and I also see some board members in the room as well. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'll get us started with our prompt. The last time I tried something for the first time was actually last weekend. If you can believe it, I've never been horseback riding. So I was visiting White Oak Pastures in Southwest Georgia, where I used to farm for a few years. And I signed up my nephews for some horseback riding and realized that I'd never done it before. So I signed up myself too, and it was a lot of fun. And now I think I want a horse. So yeah, feel free to pop in the last time you tried something for the first time in the chat. Thank you, Laura Lee. And I see our Slow Food USA Board of Directors co-chair, Laura Luciano. Laura, when was the last time you tried something for the first time?
Every day I try something new.
Oh yeah? What was today?
It's every day there's something new that I try, and half the time I fail, and half the time it's like okay. But in all seriousness, something new. I did a bungee jumping once.
Oh,
That
cool.
scared the living daylights out of me. And zip lining. I got
Nice.
talked into zip lining. Yeah. And I obviously survived, but it was sort of uncomfortable. But other than that, that was something that was new that I tried. So
Very nice. And I see Carol on the call. Carol, when was the last time you tried something new for the first time? Oh, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. And I stepped way out in front of myself and did something new by taking on a big project here to save our Gravensteins. And it's, like stepping off a high diving board. And it's been a ride and fun and a lot of work. But I'm glad I've done it and I'm in it.
Thank you. And I see Jody, you tried escargot. recently. Very cool. And Brian, tried feeling confident in yourself among others, and it feels really good. Thank you for that. Great. Well, we will. Oh, wait, Dion tried non-alcoholic whiskey for the first time the other day, and jury is still out on the delicious factor. Very good. And John, I see you tried dandelion pesto. Very good. Very cool. Well, we'll let people join throughout our presentation, but we'll go ahead and get started with our program. For those of you who just joined, my name is Bilal Sarwari. I'm the interim executive director of Slow Food USA, started in April. I'm joined here today with members of our board of directors who are all volunteer leaders, and also members of our staff, my colleagues Dion, Brian, Robin, and Brett. Thank you so much for joining. Mara will also try to join us this evening if she can, but unfortunately she's feeling under the weather and has lost her voice, so we will be taking over her updates for her. Our agenda for today, we'll go over some 2024 recaps. We'll talk about some events that are upcoming. Currently, we're really excited about our Give What You Can Day, which is going on right now. And we'll also have some updates from the Slow Food USA Board of Directors and from staff. So welcome. Welcome from all of us. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for spending your evening with us for our first summertime State of the Snail. Really excited to have you here and really excited to tell you what we've been up to. Dion, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Bilal. And really awesome to see some familiar faces in the room, as well as a couple new names. Really great to see you all. I'm going to do my best Mara impression. In 2024, we really focused on roots and grains. I had the pleasure of driving, actually I took the train up a few hours to hang out with Mara for about 48 hours and packed an unbelievable amount of seeds, and really excited that all of these kits made it out to about 650 homes and gardens throughout the country, and spanning classrooms in just about all 50 states. So really awesome to see roots and grains, something that I was personally intimidated by growing grains, to see it many times, like kind of like Bilal's opening question, people are growing grains for the first time. It's something that is can be intimidating, but you can also grow it on the small scale too. 50% more kits were sent to classrooms this year than in the past. So really spreading out that reach of Plant to Seed this year. And Slow Food Turtle Island leader Lorraine Gray partnered with the Plant to Seed program to highlight Nakota blue corn seeds and the school garden kits. It was really incredible to work with Mara and to hear the sources of these incredible seed saving practices, and to share it with our network and beyond the network, to grow the network in this way too through this program. The original art was commissioned, really lovely, and in each Plant a Seed kit were some like beautiful stickers of these pieces of artwork. And as always, we donate a portion of the proceeds of this program to the Indigenous Seed Keepers Network. So thank you all for supporting the program. And as we look forward to 2025, we are excited to announce and to tease out a little bit that we'll be focusing on fruits. So in 2022, we welcomed beans into the 4-year crop cycle, with bean suppers happening throughout the country. In 2023, greens were the flavor of the year, not necessarily the week, and had some amazing programming, such as the Beans and Greens event that happened at Slow Food North Louisiana. And this past year, we focused on roots and grains, highlighting some of the Arc of Taste work event that happened with Janie's Mill in the Midwest, just a touch outside of Chicago. But moving forward to 2025, we're going to close out our first full cycle of the Plant a Seed program with fruits. We'll be featuring some types of fruits, such as I think it's the Jenny Lind melon, as well as a couple others, like the Beaver Dam pepper. So keep an eye on that as we roll out the back half of 2024 and spring into a new growing season for 2025. So really excited about this. Any ideas you may have, please feel free to email Mara about the Plant a Seed program. And again, thank you for your support up like in the past, as well as ongoing support for this fun program.
Thank you so much, Dion. And I neglected to mention earlier that we will have an open forum at the end of our call. So please save your questions, pop them into the chat, and we'll do our best to answer as many as we can toward the end. Another recap for us: on May 17th through the 19th, we had, in collaboration with Slow Food International, they hosted Terra Madre Americas in Sacramento. This was a pilot event that was meant to allow for a dialogue between food producers, scientists, researchers, and people. And it was supported and fully funded by Visit Sacramento. And we are slated to be hosted again in September 2025. We are still doing our evaluation of the event. The main reason and the main hope for Sacramento is we wanted to see, like, is the framework there for a big conference in the United States, a version of Terra Madre Americas that will invite our neighbors in North and South America. And the framework is there. The potential for growth is quite huge, and we're really excited about it. So we're doing our due diligence on our end to make sure that this is an event that makes sense for the network. And our hope is to have it on the off years of the Terra Madre in Italy. So the next version, the next iteration, will be in September 2025. And stay tuned. Brett, I will pass it off to you. And Brett, give a little introduction.
Sure. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for coming. My name is Brett. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the policy coordinator with Slow Food. I also work with 2 North Carolina-based nonprofits doing policy engagement in the food and farm world. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here. And I just want to update on our latest policy adventure, which was Biodiversity Advocacy Day. So May 22nd is Biodiversity Advocacy Day, or National Biodiversity Day, and we decided to turn it into an advocacy day. So we had a really awesome panel with folks just addressing the importance of biodiversity. And from that, we explained how policy can support biodiversity in our farm and food. And we had a bunch of action items, and it was really awesome to see folks share out how they engage with their legislators on why we need these really crucial bills that will help support different types of agriculture instead of monocultures. We also have a food policy chapter coalition now that is folks from chapters who are wanting to be more involved with policy, and we are meeting with folks from across the country's chapters to talk about that, and that has been really cool. Hoping to do some legislator engagement, so that's a little sneak peek. And then we also just finished selecting and are starting the onboarding process for our new food and farm policy teammates. And that is the food and farm policy team is kind of the slow food and food and farm policy cohort. Dion just put the link in the chat. And that is the group that helped plan Biodiversity Advocacy Day and kind of like lead the policy path for slow food. And we're really excited to have some new faces and new insight. And I'm gonna leave it there.
Brett, thank you so much for that recap. I will pass it on to my colleague, Robin. Robin, go ahead and give a little introduction and tell people what you're about to share with us.
Oh, introduction. I will stick it and keep it to slow food because we don't have enough time for the introduction I would give about me. So I am the communications and development coordinator. I'm so happy to be here. There are so many faces of people that I've never seen and also some new faces. So I'm excited to see everyone. So as the communications and development coordinator, the communications part of it is really delivering stories on the work that you all do, as well as the partners. So I've had the opportunity to highlight our work and the mission. There are a few that have stood out to me as the writer of these things. The first one is the historical African American tapestries, or tapestries, excuse me. That was literally my introduction to who I am as a writer. Also, visibly, I'm Black, so I wanted to talk about how Blackness connects to food, and that was one of them. And then the other one that really challenged me was the Indigenous seat politics story. That made me have to rethink my own thinking about colonialism and ownership, and it made me very uncomfortable, but it taught me that the way in which we think about food is not a one-track mind. We all have different perspectives and identities and things that form together that make up how we make our way through the world. So that was huge for me. And I will also just throw out there, if you haven't had the opportunity to read any of the stories that I have written about our partners and our chapters, I implore you to then go do that and see a lot of the work and love that not only our chapters and partners have done to push the mission of slow food, but also a lot of the work that I've done to make sure that we promote that and center the voices of people who do great work. So in all, I basically look forward to writing more stories, and I may just reach out to some of you. You never know. Keep a lookout. That's all I have to say.
Robin, thank you so much. Dion has put a few links into the chat. Make sure you check out our Slow Food USA blog. Our comms team works diligently to put out some great stories for us. And Robin, thank you for leaning into the discomfort of some of these stories. We are all capable of doing hard things. And
You have
yeah,
to lean in.
you have to. And sometimes we end up learning a bit more from it. So thank you. Okay.
Sweet.
And
All right. So now we've talked about all the things we've done. Now we're going to transition to the things that are coming on the docket. With one of the biggest things coming up as Terra Madre Salone del Gusto, the 20th anniversary happening at the end of September this year. We were really excited. Mara, myself, the team, not just with Slow Food USA, but Slow Food International and Slow Food Turtle Island have been working really hard trying to get the logistics of having delegates make our way across the pond over to Italy. So as of right now, we have about 63 sponsored delegates from Slow Food USA and Slow Food Turtle Island combined, and just a touch over 105, or actually 105 exactly, self-paying delegates who have let us know they'll be joining us as well. So in all, we are sending about 175 delegates to Italy this year. We're really excited. An incredible, diverse group that will be joining us there. A handful of the sponsored delegates benefited from the Catherine Doimling Memorial Scholarship Fund to assist with them getting there. So we're really thankful for that support and crafting new experiences for delegates to represent slow food abroad. One of the things Mara has been working incredibly hard on recently is not just recently, but for the past few months is having a Slow Food North America booth. So we've been partnering up with the folks, not just Slow Food USA, but Slow Food Turtle Island, and our neighbors to the north and south, Slow Food Canada and Slow Food Mexico, to have a space, a physical booth space in Italy. So we're working with a handful of chapters as well as a few more like business partners and corporate sponsors to make that booth a reality. There is still time to have representation and to join and to carve out a space in what is an incredible event to share what the stories, like Robin was mentioning, that we're working on here and sharing it with the global audience there. So if you are interested in learning more about it, please reach out to Mara at slowfoodUSA.org this week if you're interested. Italy is right around the corner, so we want to make sure we can have this booth happen. Speaking of Terra happening right around the corner, we'll be discussing programming on August 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific on via Zoom. I'll drop the link into the chat momentarily, and we'll be learning about how we can share our stories and what stories will be happening once we make it to Italy. And one last bit is that Brian and maybe some other folks who might have helped design it, but have made some shirts that you can order regarding about Terra Madre this fall. So feel free to pick those shirts up on Bonfire, whether you're making it there or you want to be there in spirit and in clothing. Feel free to order it once we drop the link into the chat. But yeah, if you have any questions about Terra Madre, jot them down, think about it, and we can answer them at the end of the call.
Thank you, Dion. Sorry. Oh, one thing I wanted to add about Terra Madre is that Brian and I have been working with our colleagues globally to form an LGBTQ2S+ affinity group. And we have approval to do a panel at Terra Madre this year. So we're really excited to talk about queer food and slow food. And leading up to Terra Madre on August 29th, we will also be putting on a workshop about queer farmer priorities. This is from work I've done with the USDA before my time here at Slow Food. The organization is called Cultivemos, and it's funded by a USDA grant to center farmer health and farmer mental health. So look out for a link in the chat for our August 29th Queer Food is Slow Food and Queer Thriving Conference. And so I'm going to now pass it on to Brian. So sorry to cut you off. And tell us a bit about membership.
Absolutely, yeah. Membership is the name of the game for the rest of the year. As many of you know, our membership program that you all power up contributes about 20% of our total national office revenue. So this is a really key way of making people feel like they belong as a part of the slow food movement, and that they're making a difference by investing anywhere from $1 to $60 to $250 as a leading membership member. So today, because it's a special day, because we get to hang out with you all tonight at the Summertime State of the Snail, we wanted to make another Give What You Can Day. You all have come to rely on these days as a way of rapidly expanding your tables, welcoming new folks to your groups, and giving everyone a chance to invest whatever makes sense for their budget in the slow food movement. So you've got just a couple hours left to A, join if you are not a member yet at any dollar amount, and B, promote our Give What You Can Day through your chapter's email marketing program or through your social media channels. We've already had 74 membership transactions today, including 24 from brand new members, folks who have never been a part of Slow Food USA before. And so that really proves that these Give What You Can Days are an essential ingredient in bringing new folks to the movement in a meaningful way. I also just want to lift up the fact that if you as a chapter leader want to host a special Give What You Can Day for, let's say, an event that you're hosting for your community, or you have a special day in your town that you want to kind of like glom onto, every chapter gets one opportunity each year to have an exclusive Give What You Can Day that is just for your chapter that you can promote however you want. Please get in touch with me and Dion if that's something you're interested in. And then finally, all month long in September, we'll be doing another rendition of our membership drive. That means that Robin is going to be creating some really compelling content to explore and explain the impact of membership on our programs and on the national and global slow food movements. We're going to have some really cool promos all month long. And this is a really great chance for you all to share and amplify our messages and make them really real for your communities, so that you're not just like spitting off the Slow Food USA script, but really like telling the story of how the membership revenue share impacts your chapter, what it means to be a member in terms of getting discounts to your events, and so on. So yeah, so much more membership activities to come. Thank you all so much for your support. And yeah, here we go. To the next slide. You thought you were getting rid of me, but guess what? You're not. One other exciting project that I have been so fortunate to be a small part of for the last couple of years is the Slow Food USA School District Wellness Policy Toolkit. Sorry, I had to take a breath after that. So the Wellness Policy Toolkit is designed to help folks like you and me find a new way of investing our time and our passion for slow food in the nutrition policies, the mental and emotional health policies, the physical education policies, and all of the other kind of rules and regulations at schools that empower students to learn about how to be good, clean, and fair in all walks of their life. This is a project that has been completely spearheaded by our incredible friend, Cynthia Walters. She's written the toolkit. Right now, it is in the hands of a content editor. It's about to go to a designer. And then we're planning on releasing it at a live event in Ohio on October 10th, and also, nationally, digitally at that same time. This project would not be available or able to be elevated to this level if it weren't for a very generous grant from Whole Kids Foundation. So we're really excited to get you all up to speed on what wellness policies are, how you can get involved in your wellness policy committee. And we're kicking that off by having a Slow Food Live on Tuesday, September 10th, where you can get a big 101 style sense of like what a wellness committee does. How can I make an impact? How can I change how food is being procured from either like, a gigantic corporation versus the farm down the street that grows really incredible Arc of Taste foods. So please join me and Cynthia and two really cool panelists on Tuesday, September 10th from 4 to 5:30. It's gonna be great. And then finally, another cool thing that's happening in September, because everything in Slow Food USA happens in September, is the 2024 Negroni Week. So I bet y'all know about this because Slow Food has been so honored to be the beneficiary of this now 12-year-long grassroots project as the kind of the nonprofit beneficiary. From September 16th to 22nd, we'll see probably 13,000 venues around the world mix a special Negroni, which, if you don't know, is a really delicious cocktail originating from Italy. And they're going to do this in support of Slow Food and Slow Food USA. Last year, as you can see on the screen, we raised over $600,000 through Negroni Week, which directly benefited so many incredible programs, including the staff you see here, and so much of the work that's been described so far tonight. We definitely want everyone to encourage their favorite bar, restaurant, or other beverage business to get in on Negroni Week this year. It's a really cool community project. It's really fun to kind of like put a riff on a cocktail for a good cause. And just as a quick recap, so 2024 has been an incredible year because of the Slow Food Negroni Week Fund. We were able to give scholarships to both Tales of the Cocktail, which is the preeminent conference for mixologists and folks in the beverage industry in New Orleans. You're about to see some content come up on our blog about the experiences of those folks. As well as people who are excelling in that field going to Terra Madre Salone del Gusto. So those all fall into the educational scholarships area. We also have the Negroni Week Innovation Award, which is going to be given to two nonprofits that are doing very specific, intentional, and smart work to power up and heal folks in the beverage industry. And then finally, Slow Food USA is hosting four different slow food exchanges this year that are basically designed as a way to bring folks from across the spectrum of the food system together so that they can meet, learn from each other, explore collaborations and new business possibilities, all in the name of slow food, all in the name of sustainability, all in the name of advancing good, clean, and fair food for all. So I'm like super stoked about all of the support that Negroni Week has given to Slow Food USA over the years. And it is because of folks like you who are getting excited about Negroni Week with your friends in the beverage and food industries that we are able to sustain this program. So thanks.
Brian, thank you so much for those recaps. I am also very excited for Negroni Week, which is coming up very soon. Another really exciting update is Slow Fish 2024 in Charleston, South Carolina, happening the first weekend in November 1st through 3rd. So come catch the rising tide with us. This is the first in-person gathering of this group in 6 years, if you can believe it. The beginning of the pandemic in 2020 kind of delayed in-person gatherings for all of us and further delayed this next iteration of Slow Fish. We're really excited that we get to host this in Charleston in collaboration with Slow Fish North America and Slow Food Charleston, which will be celebrating its 20th anniversary. So we'll be celebrating that as well that weekend. Please join us for 3 days of learning, connecting, and advocating for sustainable seafood on the beautiful College of Charleston campus. The College of Charleston was incredibly generous and is donating the space for this event. All slow food leaders are invited. If you have any interest in joining us in Charleston for Slow Fish, I welcome you there. We'll also have concurrent slow food leader sessions as well. So if you want to kind of dip your toe into the waters of Slow Fish and learn a little bit, you are welcome to do that. And we'll have some leadership pathways for you as well. So you can continue your education and your activism. Early bird tickets launched today and they will last through September 7th. You can use the QR code on your screen. I encourage you to purchase early. And again, November 1st through 3rd, Slow Fish, come join us. And we'll have a great gathering on that last Sunday at Bowen's Island in Charleston to celebrate the end of the conference and to celebrate 20 years of Slow Food Charleston. Okay, a big thank you to my colleagues Dion and Brett and Brian and Robin for giving us some recaps of our 2024. I'm going to pass it on to my colleague, Laura Luciano, who is the co-chair of the Volunteer Board of Directors of Slow Food USA, to give us a few updates.
All right, thank you, Bilal. So far, great updates. Everything looks really exciting. So thank you, staff, and thank you, Bilal, for everything. Some updates from the Board of Directors. So first, we have a new co-chair, which is Jolene Russell. I think she is on. I'd like her to just say a few words. I know you all know me for quite some time now, but I think it would be nice to just hear from Jolene just for a few moments, if that's okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm delighted. I've been a Slow Food member since early on, before there was even a Slow Food USA. And I am very excited and honored to be in this position. And I'm a very pro membership person. So I'm going to be the one who is pushing you to find new members, to sign up new members, to gather around the table and show people what we're really all about and share the joy and the justice and share the love. And so super excited about that. And yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Jolene, and I'm so glad that you're my partner. Just want to let you know. Thank you for everything, and thank you to the board members that are on now for all the hard work that we've been doing over the years, and especially this year. So I wanted to give a little bit of an update on the executive director search. We've actually received over 200 candidates already. And the application period closes September 15th. So we're going to be taking a look at those applications. And I want to also thank Bilal for your leadership. You're doing an amazing job. Bilal also will be applying also for the job, so he's going to be putting his hat in the ring as well. But I do want everyone to know that we do have a search that's going on, and we have received over 200 applicants. I think it might even be up to like 300 at this point. But there's a lot for us to take a look at. So just wanted to give you all that update. And we are also working towards Terra Madre. So we're looking forward to being a part of Terra Madre this year at our offsite in Eagling. And we really do look forward to seeing hopefully some of you there at the festival. Any other board members like to chime in about anything at all? Oh, actually, one thing, the executive director search, by the way, is on Slow Food USA. So you could find it on Workable. It's on Slow Food USA. I think we have a post on LinkedIn. Good Food Jobs, I think, is another place that you'll find the posting, and I think also Facebook. And if I'm missing anything, any other places that it resides, somebody chime in and let me know. Anyone else want to say anything on the board? I think Tiffany's on, Josephine. All right. Okay. Bilal, back to you.
Thank you. And Tiffany, did you want to add anything? I wanted to make sure there was space for you to speak.
Nothing of much consequence. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming, and it's just really fantastic to see folks' faces, whether that's on a Zoom or in person. So thanks for coming. And yeah, if anyone is interested in joining together and supporting the booth at Terra Madre, besides the stuff that chapters have going on, I'm interested in cooking up some things that we can do to help support our folks. So reach out. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. And I'm going to stop sharing screen for a moment just to move on to the next segment. Unfortunately, I had to make a tough decision. We didn't get the funding we were hoping for to continue with the Leadership Incubator program for this year. My colleague, Dan Miller, is the staff person who was going to run that program. And so unfortunately, we have to bid a farewell to Dan Miller for now. And I'll be seeking out future funding to hopefully continue working with Dan in the future. And I wanted to pass the mic over to Dan just to say a few words and to celebrate Dan's time with us.
Yeah, thanks, Bilal. Dan Miller here, she, they pronouns, equity, inclusion, and justice strategist. Yeah, it's been my honor to be in deep solidarity with you all for the last 4.5 years as a Slow Food USA team member. I've held a lot of different roles in that time. And it's been really an immense pleasure and privilege to be there with you all in joy and celebration, as well as in conflict and uncertain times. We've done a lot of important work together over the last couple of years, establishing our first ever theory of change, a really powerful tool for helping us all align our work and collective values around a shared sort of vision of equitable, inclusive, and just food system for everybody. And one of my favorite aspects of this work has been spending time with our tremendous leaders of color throughout the network and our BPOC affinity group each month. So I'll definitely miss those opportunities. We've had a lot of complex conversations over the years, what it means to become a food justice organization and how to truly, rebuild the table of our movement to center voices most impacted by food apartheid. And through it all, I think we've remained really joyful and hopeful that a paradigm shift is not only upon us, but it's something that we're deeply hungry for as a network, and that we can be truly ready for if we continue to build our knowledge, awareness, and skills. In many ways, the work has just begun, and it's also, I think, a continuation of some of our ancestral practices of community building and healing. And I hope that Slow Food USA finds a way to invest in this work with the time, energy, care, and resources that it calls for, And to my amazing, incredible teammates, you are all so brilliant, and I feel truly blessed to have co-conspired with you all. I'm carrying a piece of you all into the next phases of my journey. And even though I was remote and only a part-timer, you all really met our moments with a lot of presence and a deep belief in my contributions to the organization. So I just want to say thank you for seeing me. Thank you for being my accomplices. And it's truly been, yeah, it's been a journey that I've been grateful to share with you all. So thank you.
Thank you, Dan, for your leadership. Thank you for those words and those sentiments. And I agree, this is work that needs to be funded. It's work that needs to be resourced. And that's something personally that I'm very committed to. And my hope is that the future will be with abundance. And this is work that we will carry on moving forward. I will share my screen again and move on to our annual report. We're going to do a little bit of a soft launch today of our annual report. We're waiting on our 990, which will be available by the end of this month. My colleagues will put some links in the chat, and you can also use the QR code to check out our 2023 annual report, and you will also find a link for Slow Food International's 2023 annual report. And as a reminder, the full report will be released to all of our activists and all of our members by the end of August. And a big thank you from the Slow Food USA staff, from the Slow Food USA Board of Directors. Thanks for listening to our updates and for engaging with us this evening. I now want to invite everyone for an open forum. We have about 19 minutes left in our evening, and I wanted to, give everyone an opportunity to chat, to ask us questions, and just to share space with each other. And I will leave it there. And Dion, were there any questions that popped up in the chat?
There was one regarding if any of the sessions were going to be shared or like live streamed from Terra Madre from Joe up in Central Upper Peninsula chapter. That is a question I don't have the answer to just yet. And I believe there was a sort of streaming aspect of the 2022 Terra Madre event. But I think that's something that we'll need to follow up with our friends in Italy for.
That sounds good. Thank you. Angie White, please.
Sorry, y'all. You always do these calls in my art class, so I had to find a quiet room.
I think I remember you in your art class from last time. That's amazing.
Yes, still in art class. So Slow Food North Louisiana, we will be celebrating the biodiversity theme during our annual farm dinner that we do at the end of October. It's our 10th one this year. So we're adding a food forum the day before, and we're not telling anyone that we're educating them on biodiversity, but that's what we're doing. And it's going to be called Ugly Tomatoes Taste Better. And we are so excited because David Shields will be coming, and he'll be our featured speaker. And then we will have some panels with some of our local growers and food businesses that are really highlighting our local farms, restaurants, talking some about our ecosystem, educating people on what a lot of these terms mean that we all take for granted everybody understands. I was humbled at an event we had a few months ago when a new member raised his hand in the middle of my talking and said, "What does heirloom mean?" And that made me realize, wow, I need to take a few steps back whenever we're talking about these things. So we wanted to bring it to our larger community and introduce a lot of people to some terms they may not have heard. We are going to have some really fun breakout sessions on peppers. Apparently the pepper heads in this community are very passionate, and there's some feuds that apparently a Hulu series has been created about. So we're going to have some fun elements to it in addition to learning. And then we're going to have a tasting event where we can, one of our board members who's also got a business on the Snail of Approval map. He has a business, a restaurant. He imports heirloom Mexican corn that he grinds in-house to make his tortillas and tortilla chips with. So we are going to take his chips and put them next to something you buy in a grocery store and say, what's the first thing you taste when you taste each of these? In his case, it's corn. In the other case, it's salt. Why? Why is that? And we have several other local food producers that we're going to be able to do some of those kinds of tasting events with. So that'll be a new feature to that. But I just wanted to say that we are joining in on the biodiversity theme. We tend to do our things a little bit later than National does. But this is the time of year when we can actually do events outside. And so we're going to feature in our farm dinner the next day some heirloom foods that are going to be grown for the dinner. And this year, I think we're going to have an all-female chef team, which is very exciting. I'm trying to think if we have any other big news. Right now, that is all that's coming to mind. But we're really excited that we're getting David Shields to come. So hopefully we can sell a lot of those Arc of Taste books.
I love how you've partnered with farmers in your area to grow food for the dinner. How long, out of curiosity, how long have those partnerships been going on, and how did you start? Because something we hear from chapters sometimes is how do we get in touch with our local farmers and how do we keep those relationships alive?
Well, I think a benefit of ours is the size of our region. We're not huge like in Atlanta, but we're not teeny tiny either, and we're surrounded by rural areas. So it's not hard to connect with farmers because of our size. And I've been very lucky that I've met some of our slow food chefs through our farmers, and I've met some of our farmers through our slow food chefs. And we've got a few food businesses in the sense that they create kind of a marketplace for local foods to be sold. And we have a new owner of a business like that that's on our board. And she has opened up a whole new world of produce farms that we did not know about, many of whom are growing heirloom products that she can now sell in her store. So it's been a kind of a web of connections that's helped us find our farmers. But since early days, the farm where we have our farm dinner has been very involved with slow food because it's a regenerative farm, and they know that we get them and they get us, and we've been great partners for these 10 years for this farm dinner.
Thank you so much, and thanks for sharing that with everyone. Great, and I'll open the floor back up for any other updates or comments or questions. And I wanted to echo Dion's comment, please take pictures. We would love to share them.
Oh, we take lots of pictures.
And Dion, I'm scrolling through the chat. Were there any other questions or comments that anyone here would like us to look over?
I think that was the main one. Pardon me. Pardon if it's loud to turn on my air conditioning unit. But yeah, feel free to jot any questions in you may have of it, whether there are events coming up or if this is an interesting moment in the Slow Food USA I guess timeline of existence. Executive director shifts don't happen all that often. So if you have any questions about the process, what kind of folks would be a good fit, if you have friends in your network, if you want to ping the application to them, like this is what this kind of space is for. So if you have any questions, whether it's super high level at that moment or what's the weather in Italy going to look like, feel free to hop on and drop the question into the chat or raise your hand.
I have something.
Paula, yes, please.
Yeah. So we have a little problem here. Some people proposed not a proposition, there's another word called named J, and it's going to be on the ballot up here. And some people from Oakland who are not local people necessarily, who want to get rid of large farms, basically, up here. They're saying CAFO farms, but they're not really CAFO farms. And so we are in danger of losing all our small farms, all our farm stands. So we got involved with Slow Food North. This is Slow Food Russian River, and we're writing letters to the editor and signing on as organization of the Slow Food Organization and biodiversity and all of that. It's a real challenge for our agricultural area here that we're trying to deal with. Just thought I'd let you know that's going on here. And also, we just opened the free community apple press. This Saturday, and this weekend we're going to be schlepping our press down to the Gravenstein Festival, and we're going to press 2,000 pounds of apples and let children come put the apples in and see the juice come out. And I think that really made me feel like we're part of the, and maybe need to be more, school wellness project here. We're also bringing school groups and paying for school buses to bring school groups to our free community apple press and providing them with apples. That's it.
Paula, thank you for those two updates. We are really excited about the apple press and the Gravenstein project. Very cool. I want to go back to the first thing you said. I want to be sure that I'm understanding correctly. So this anti-CAFO initiative is also threatening small farms. And I wanted to uplift what Brian has put into the chat, that we would love to share this situation with our food and farm policy team. And our member of that team will be in touch with you as well.
Okay, great. Who would that be?
It'll either be Brian or Brett.
Oh, Brian. Okay, I know Brian. Okay.
Or Brett. Yeah.
Or Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll be happy to send him whatever information we have and all the links and what we're doing.
Thank you for that. Very cool. Angie, I see your hand raised.
How could I send things to Brian? No, I know how to send to Brian. Never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, Brian at slowfoodusa.org.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Angie.
I just remembered the other thing I wanted to mention.
Sure.
One of our chapter members owns a coffee business, and he's been really interested in connecting with others interested in the slow coffee movement, which seemed to have been more based out of Europe. He did go to Sacramento and made some good connections there, but I believe he's planning to be in Terra Madre in September. So I'll make sure that he knows to come and connect with you folks at the Slow Food USA booth. But anything that you hear or learn about that might help him connect with people, he's really, really eager to do that. And we are I'm at a loss. I don't know who to send him to. So his name is Peter Lyons. His business is Lyon, Lyons Pride Coffee. And he's very passionate. So I think he would be a great advocate.
Great, thank you. I know oh yeah, go ahead, Deanne.
Yeah, I remember conversing with going back and forth with Peter about slow coffee and connections, and he made some awesome connections in Sacramento. And we'll make sure because I think slow coffee has a pretty decent presence in Italy, so I'll make sure that he gets paired up with them again. It might be the same individuals that were at Terra Madre Americas in Sacramento, but we'll make sure that I'll make sure those connections happen, and that they're the ones who are going to be in Turin.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Deanne. Jolene, I see your hand raised, please.
I'd just like to remind people and maybe spread the word far and wide that, like, if we're going to be having the booth at Slow Food USA at Terra Madre, there's usually a big table, and if you have brochures or cards or, like small pre-packaged food samples, or, I mean, I would just encourage any of our members to sort of get in contact with someone that's going to Terra Madre, so that could be shared in the booth, you know. It's always good to have kind of a table full of interesting things to catch people's attention.
Thank you, Jolene. Yes, and we have Mara on our team who is leading that initiative. Unfortunately, Mara is under the weather this evening and lost her voice. But if you email Mara at slowfoodusa.org, we're still looking for additional booth sponsorships. So if you'd like to get your chapter together and purchase some time at the booth to present on a topic or a food or a special foodway, you are more than welcome to do so and reserve some time for yourself at Terra Madre. I also saw a question, will there be a Slow Food North America meeting in Turin at Terra Madre? The answer is yes. There will absolutely be a meeting. We will send out more details about the time and the place. It will be, my understanding is that it will be a bit closer to Parco Dora, the main covered area where Terra Madre Salon de Gusto is happening. And we will look forward to seeing most of you there. Great. And any other questions at the moment? Any other comments? Okay, we are at 4 minutes to the hour. I just wanted to leave you with a parting thought. Tell people joyfully and often about what connects you to food, and let them know that our network is a place where they can find belonging. A story that I hear over and over again in Slow Food is that food is what connected them to other people. Food is what has connected them to their culture, to their intersectional identities. Slow Food has room for you. Make sure you let people know that our mission is broad and that there is a seat at the table for everyone, and we can always make the table longer. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Slow Food leaders. Thank you, volunteers. Thank you, board of directors. Thank you to my colleagues on staff. It was wonderful sharing space with you tonight and for our first summertime State of the Snail. And we will look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being on.